If that camera's gotta be moved like before,
Yep.
get Gary to do it.
Good. Hi, I'm Dave Emerson, and tonight we're going to be talking about people that have family members that are alcoholics and addicts, and how you need to deal with them, not only for yourself, but for them as well. Most people know that alcoholism, addiction is a disease. The family member is also diseased, if that's the right word. They're drawn into it and develop it every much as the alcoholic does. The Al-Anon, or as it's referred to, the Al-Anonic, is slowly drawn into it most of the time. As the alcoholic progresses, so does it on the other side of the coin with the spouse or the family members that surround him. We're told that most put it back together. It's been my experience in 28 years of sobriety that it doesn't. Most don't survive the marriage. I spent the last 28 years while I was sober. I spent the 20 years before that drinking. So I'm familiar with how the drunk has been treated, and all the excuses for why I was drunk. And my wife was a great one. She got me drunk a lot even though she wasn't there. I used her as an excuse. And being on the opposite side of the coin is extremely stressful for the non-drinking person. Not only emotionally, but financially. A lot of times the home disappears, the cars disappear, the bank accounts disappear, and the only thing that becomes important is the drunk. It becomes important for the drunk, also becomes important for the spouse. And they're trying to save face, they're trying to save the drunk. And a lot of the times, the only way to save yourself is to walk away. Now, sometimes this will be enough for the drunk to realize, hey, I just lost something very important, and to get the help they need. But as long as you're dealing with the alcoholism, you're not dealing with yourself. And in the start of any healing process, you got to be number one first. You got to be able to look in the mirror and be okay with who you are and what you're doing. And if you're lying about the drunk, well, it's not so bad this time. He only got a little bit drunk. You know, he didn't total the car. He just ran into a tree. You know, it could have been worse. You can't do that. You've got to not only make the alcoholic face reality, you also have to face reality. And that's where the treatments programs come in, not just for the alcoholic, but also for the spouse and the family. A real successful way of treating alcoholism is for the entire family to be treated. Not only the drunk to sober him up or her up, but also to teach the family members how to deal with the alcoholic, and more importantly, how to deal with themselves. When I was sober enough, it took me a long time to be able to look in the mirror and say, I love you, Dave. I'm proud of who you are. Because when I was drinking, there wasn't much there to be proud of. I went from being a millionaire to a bum almost overnight because of drinking. Got into Montgomery and Johnson. Wives of alcoholics are at high risk for experiencing stress. And I had husbands are the same. Alcoholism is not racist, it's not sexist, it affects everybody. And the husband of the drunk wife is just as stressed as the wife of the drunk husband. There are reference papers on the desk if you want to look at them when you leave. That in Exodus it says that sins of the father are sent down through the children, and it's true in alcoholism as well, because the child raised in an alcoholic home learns how to be an alcoholic. So the non-drinking person has to not only be one side for the child, it has to be the second side as well, and try to raise the child in a non-alcoholic way. And it's difficult unless they get treatment as well. So chances are, if you raise your child in an alcoholic home, even if you're not an alcoholic, the child's going to turn out that way. And that's the majority of the cases of alcoholic addicts have background history of the disease. So the only way you can prevent your children from following those footsteps is for you. If the alcoholic isn't going to get help, then you're going to have to get help, and not only learn how to take care of you, but also take care of your children. And I can't stress enough the importance of getting help for yourself. The key thing is to be able to learn how to cope with your problems and not cope with the alcoholic. I said sometimes the only way to take care of you is to separate, walk away, and let the alcoholic wail. He's going to eventually, or she's going to, so it really doesn't matter. And there's not much you can do to stop it. The only thing you can do is to take care of yourself, and if you have children, take care of them. So there are programs out there. Al-Anon is a good one. There's other programs out there. But if you've got a spouse or a close relative that's drinking, I strongly urge you to seek counseling, not for the drunk, but for yourself. And with that, I wish you well.